Hey guys, I want to take a second to thank Comfort Pro. Since 2001, Comfort Pro has been helping customers stay comfortable where they live, work, and play. They stand behind their work with a 100% customer satisfaction guarantee. They have 24/7 emergency service, and if you mention the show, you receive a free watchdog maintenance plan for 1 year. Call Comfort Pro at 484-917-1803. 484-917-1803. That's Comfort Pro.
If you're into love or relationships in general, this is for you.
This is going to be a good one, Hugo.
The Brad Weisman Show. Real people, real life, and everything in between.
So what do your kids think of this?
Oh, they are so embarrassed.
In order to be unstoppable, you simply don't give up. You get knocked down, you get back up again.
Where curiosity opens the door to genuine connection.
Men really struggle with their emotions. They really struggle with even understanding what's going on.
Unfiltered conversations with the people shaping our world.
What kind of show is this?
And there's red quilted leather all over the walls. There's a swing hanging from the ceiling.
I don't sweat you.
And now, your host, Brad Weisman.
All right. Hugo, we got a hot topic here.
Ah,
yeah, it's a hot one.
I like hot topics.
It's going to be hot. Yeah, this is going to be different. I mean, we are usually, into like the mindset and all that kind of stuff, the real serious stuff, And not that this isn't serious. This is like for somebody looking for a relationship or looking to just get out and be in public a little bit and make friends, hopefully find love. That's another thing. Yeah, this is going to be a love show. This is a love show. We all need love. We all need love. That's right. We definitely do. But that's what this is about. I mean, there's a lot of apps out there that try to connect people. They try to bring them together, whether it be for, finding love or just wanting to be with somebody for the night or something like that, whatever. But, it's there's a lot out there. This one caught my eye.
Wow.
This one now, I'm just so telling you right now, just in case my wife is going to ask, I am not looking for dating apps. I stumbled upon this.
It's a different concept, right?
The different concept. And I thought if I was dating, this is the concept I would take. But I'm not. And that's the good thing because,
you got me hooked.
I'll go home. Myself will be out on the lawn is what's going to happen. So, all right. So let's bring her on. This is Amberlei Oates, and she is the CEO of RadarQR, this founder and CEO of RadarQR. How you doing, Amberlei? We had a conversation not too long ago, and I'm glad you're back here again.
Yeah, no, I'm great. Thank you so much for having me on your show today. I'm really excited to unpack everything with everybody.
Yes. So are we. I almost got in trouble in that intro. I was trying to figure out how to say this and, if I'm going to get myself in trouble. But no, I think what's really cool about this, and you and I had this conversation, and then we'll get into how you came up with this. We had this conversation a little bit over Zoom in that I'm writing a book about relationships, which is kind of interesting, and connections and all those kind of things. And it's called The Human Advantage. And you have come up with an app for dating that I think is very much in the same realm as what I'm trying to get across for just relationships and building trust and things like that. Tell us about your app, because I think it's really, really a unique way of finding somebody.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was single. I was living in San Francisco, and I realized, swiping. I was like, I'm spending so much time swiping to get face to face with somebody to see if there's a connection. I was like, no, we're doing it all wrong. I need to flip the script, and I need to be in the room and then decide if I want to make that connection. But I needed to be rejection free, because I know there are people like me. Like, there are so many reasons. Like, I kind of had to dig internally, like why I wasn't, why didn't I approach guys, right? And why don't guys approach me? I sat there and thought about it for a long time, and I thought, like, you think they're in a relationship. If they want to, they will, XYZ. And if they're with a group of people, forget it. It's intimidating. So there's all these different factors that kind of came into it. And I was like, how do we just do this smarter and safer and actually make it fun again and read the room, read the crowd, right? Like, if you had a superpower, what would it be? I can't be invisible, but maybe I can read the room. So that was kind of where I broke it down.
Yeah. And you're right about that. And I think, I think a lot of times guys are actually the more shy in those situations than girls. They really are. That's just my experience at 54 years old. Girls tend to be a little bit more outward going when it comes to the dating scene than guys. I think guys are really afraid of rejection. And I think they feel that, oh, who's going to want me, you know, or who's going to want to be with me or whatever, you know, that kind of a thing. So do you find that to be true or no?
I think that could be true. Like, I mean, once I'm in a relationship with somebody, you know, I've asked them like, would you have approached me if you met me here or there? You know, depending on how I met them or where. And a lot of guys have said, no, you're intimidating. Like, I wouldn't approach you. And even with, you know, this concept of our platform, you know, we're giving people different ways to connect in the real world. And if you look on our social media, a lot of the comments are from the girls and the guys. So the guys are like, I would be so flattered if somebody did this because I don't feel comfortable, you know, like they're the Me Too movement, all these things like that really put men, you know, gave them a pause to approaching women. So I'm glad that we can give them a tool to bridge that real world and the virtual, you know, give them some space, a wingman.
No, and I think that's important. I think this gives them a safe place, if you want to call it that, to kind of just, you know, be able to approach somebody without having to go through the disappointment or the rejection or all those things, because, you know, that's the part that's tough. It really is. It's hard. You know, guys tend to, you know, take that pretty tough. I mean, girls do too. I'm just saying that I think sometimes women look at us or whatever, say, oh, they're tough. They can take this. It doesn't really matter. You know, they don't have feelings, you know, when in reality is we do, you know, we absolutely do.
The thing is, we've never changed. And that's something that I find so funny.
So
like
true.
I have a daughter who's 11, and I remember being her age and just having all those like flirty feelings and everything. And I'm like, we never get rid of those. We just get older. We get taller. We have bigger bank accounts, but we are literally still the 11-year-old getting our first crushes every time we see someone we're attracted to. So it's like, we just need better tools.
That's a good point. Very good point. You know, and I think we talked about this a little bit on the Zoom. For one, also, I want to let people know that you are a mom. Of course, you just mentioned you have an 11-year-old daughter, which is awesome. And you're also a military veteran, which I, you know, honor you for that completely. It's just great people that are brave enough and give up who they are to protect us, and so we can have the things we do, like a podcast and things like that, and the freedom to say whatever the hell I want on a podcast, which is great, and it's awesome, and I appreciate that, and I want to say thank you for your service. It's very cool.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. So now we talked about this before too, and I said, you know, there's always a time you have an idea. You know, you're like, man, the world needs this. The world needs this, and there's that idea. And then there's the person that actually steps out and does something about it. You had the idea, you saw the need, you were dealing with this on your own situation because of being a single mom, and you decided, damn it, I'm going to do something about it. How in the world did you get the bravery to do that?
I think it's just like pure stubbornness, if I'm honest.
Right.
I think I told you too in our like pre-discussion. It's one of those things like you have to be so pissed off that you're like, hold my beer, I'll do it. Like if no one else is going to do it, I'll do it. And like I said, we started this in San Francisco, and at first it was just for me, you know, like I connected like a URL to a QR code and was handing that out. And then like it pulled up a profile, and everyone that I gave it to, it was like, can you make me a profile? Can you make me one? Can you make me one? This is great. I need one. Like, And I was like,
wow.
Nice. It's like, I guess we'll just make it a thing. So that's kind of, I don't know. Sometimes you see something that doesn't exist and you want it and you do it.
And how long you been doing this now?
I had to figure out a lot of things. Like I don't come from a tech background, like I told you.
Yes.
I do come from an intelligence background. And I thought if we apply geospatial intelligence to a real world space for actual real-time connection, I was like, how cool could that be? Let's see if that's possible. So it was. Yeah,
and I think sometimes it's better not to come from a background. Let's just say it this way. When you come from a background that's different than what you're kind of getting into, to a space that you're not really used to, you don't understand the barriers then. You don't care about the barriers. Well, let's just put it this way. You don't know the barriers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So sometimes it's better to go into something completely naive, because the tech people are going to go, you can't do that. But if you've already said it, now they need to figure it the heck out. Okay. But if you're a tech person, you're going to go in your mind, I can't do that. And you'll never try. So I think there's a lot to be said about that. Hey guys, if you're looking to buy or sell a house in Berks County or beyond, let me know. This is Brad Weisman from The Brad Weisman Show. You probably know I'm also a realtor, but I wanted to remind you, if you have any questions or you need anything, please give me a call, 484-256-5836. Thanks.
Yeah, I wish I met you years ago. I feel like that would have given me like a little bit more confidence in the whole thing.
Yeah.
I was literally unpacking things. I remember in the very beginning, I think I went on Upworks and I found my developers, but I talked to maybe 10 to 20 different developers. And I was like, here's what I'm thinking. And all of them were like, no. And then I met this one guy and he's like, we can do that thing. And I was like, okay.
Oh, yes.
So anytime I bring him an idea and he's like, let me sit on it. And then I'll be like, yep, we can do that thing. And then I'll figure it out and unpack it for me.
See, that to me is awesome, that you found that person that didn't believe in barriers, didn't believe in the no. But that's like anything in life. There's so many times you're going to hear no's. All that is just one step closer to the yes. And that's the way it is in everything in life. And I think it's awesome that you're doing it, because I was doing a lot of studying again today before we started recording. And it's just neat to see all the things you're doing in here, and all that's involved in it. And this is down further on my notes here, but I want to go into this because I think it's really cool. The College Ambassador Program. Let's talk about that. How you're bringing college kids into this whole thing, and then we'll get into the nitty gritty of how the actual app works. Okay. Sure. But let's talk about the Ambassador Program, because I thought that was cool that you're bringing younger people into this to try and get them to be involved.
Well, the really interesting thing is Gen Z are rejecting dating apps. And I love it. I'm here for it because I rejected dating apps, right? And that's why too, sometimes people, they'll try to put us in a box. They're like, well, what are you guys? And I'm like, well, we're a connections platform for the real world, And they're like a dating app. And you're like, no. Because when you say that, people think of the swiping. Yeah. And Gen Z, they get it. They're bringing back, they're using their little film cameras and all the things that are nostalgia, our nostalgia, they're bringing back, which I love. So getting them into the spirit of being ambassadors and understanding, this is for you guys to have the young dating life that we had, because I feel like dating apps really took a toll on all of our mental health. And I think they're all realizing that too, which is why the dating industry is going in such a different direction right now. So having them as ambassadors and understanding is, it's helping bring in the younger crowd, the people that are going to stick with us and grow with us. But we made this for them because we want better for them. I tell my daughter all the time, I'm like, I don't want you meeting strangers from the internet.
Yeah.
When the internet came out and our parents were like, don't meet strangers on the internet. Well, lo and behold, we all did it, except for you, because you met your wonderful wife a long time ago. But
yes, exactly right.
Had to do it. And there are a lot of documentaries and stories of real true crime that happen from those situations, but people act 1000% different in the real world when you meet somebody, right? You're on your best behavior. You're held accountable in a public space. So that's really what we're doing, is giving a safe space in the public for people to connect at, it's funny, it's at our hotspots, right? And a hotspot could be a festival or a bar, or your favorite restaurant or a conference or something, but people act very different face to face, and you get a vibe, a genuine feeling for somebody. So that's what our ambassadors believe and know and understand, is that authenticity and connections, it trumps everything else,
So face to face, there's honesty involved.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You can, exactly. And you feel it. So you can get your creep radar goes on, which is not radar, not your kind of radar we're talking about, but that is a radar of a sorts. But seriously, you feel that. If you go to a bar or bookstore or whatever it is, and you start talking to somebody, it's a lot different than meeting somebody online and not ever meeting them in person. It's a completely different thing.
And you know what I really love for the guys? I tell guys all the time, I'm like, you guys make the worst profiles online. Guys just don't want to take pictures. They don't want to make profiles. They're just like, I'm doing it because I have to, right?
Right.
And girls will swipe left on them nonstop on an app, right? But in the real world, they would have picked you based on your personality. They would have picked you
Interesting.
based on the way that you're interacting with your friends, your laughter, your everything, right? So the charisma that people and the confidence that we give off in the real world does not show through in pictures. So all
No,
of us are
definitely
getting
doesn't.
swiped up left and right, but we are missing so many real opportunities, and we have to get face to face to get there.
Yeah, it's just for an instance, a real proof on that. I can just tell you right now, when I asked my wife, and this is right after we were together for a little bit, and I said, were you attracted? Because I was attracted to her right away. Thought she's cute. She's very attractive. And I was like, you're cute. I always thought you were cute. All these things, right? So I said, what did you think of me? I'm all excited to hear what she thought, right? And she goes, well, she goes, you're kind of an acquired taste. And I'm like, and I go, okay, you know what? So is fine wine. So I'm okay with that, but that was what she said. She's going to kill me now that I'm sharing this, but no, it's just funny because I remember, I always say that to her now. So remember, I'm the acquired taste, right? You do remember that, but that's from hanging out with other people that we hung out as friends together. And it wasn't a thing where she's like, I want to meet that guy. I mean, we started hanging out more and more, and it just became acquired taste.
That's right.
So it's kind of funny. But that's what you're saying about meeting people. It's totally different. Seeing you interact with your friends, or seeing you interact with other people, seeing how kind you are, seeing how you act to the waitress or the bartender or whatever. That to me, those are the things that people sit there and go, man, this person's cool. This is good.
It's funny. I realized too, when I was single, some of the main things I looked for, you couldn't tell in a photo. It was like, how do they walk? How do they,
that's funny.
What's their voice? What is their voice like? Different things like that. And you just can't tell those things. And then the thing too, when you're face to face, say you're just at a bar or a festival or whatever, you don't always have the confidence to say hi or to make that approach, or the opportunity. So that's kind of what we're hoping to achieve, is giving that real world confidence to ease mental anxieties, so there's a whole mental health aspect that goes with it too.
Yeah. All right. So let's really dig into this app. Hugo, you want to know how this works, right?
Yeah.
Not for yourself. I'm just saying for, for other people. Yeah. So I get the app. How does it work? I build my profile, right? I'm putting my picture in, what I like, what I do. Is it that kind of stuff I'm putting in there?
It's very basic at first. So there are two ways you can come across us, right? If you see someone in the wild and you scan their QR code, because, we've got these little cards and things
I love the little cards.
This one right here. And they're all really different. Excuse me, you look like you like me is this one. You turn it over, it's got a QR code on the back. And they can all say different things. I think I have hundreds of things. This is my real world swipe right, And on the back, when somebody scans it, it goes to your profile that you've made. Your profile can hold up to 15 photos or videos.
Oh, wow.
It can be a mixture of
so
the
there
two.
are videos in there too. See, that's important too, because that's where you get the voice, you get the personality, you get maybe some humor involved in those profile, the videos. That's awesome.
Cool.
That is cool. So keep going.
The more you add, the better. The more you add, the better.
Yeah.
I hate when I see one photo. That means they just started their profile, but they didn't finish it. Because it builds out an Instagram style grid. So you really get to put your best foot forward in the real world. And so when you make your profile, beef it up. Put lots of photos and stuff. You can share it virtually. You can airdrop your photo or your profile.
Awesome.
And every profile comes with a QR code, and you can put it on these little cards. You can put it on a shirt. You can put it on a car decal. You can put it anywhere you want to make those connections. I got a connection to traffic one time, and I just thought it was hilarious.
So wait, so they knew you were there, or you showed up, or how does that work?
I was in traffic, and I had a decal on the back of my car with my QR code on it.
I love it. That's great.
It's all about trying different things. My dog.
I saw the dog one. I saw the dog thing on your website. It says, was it my mom's single or something like that? Or
That is cool.
I love it.
Yeah. We get attacked when we go to breweries with this. Everybody loves it. So it's really funny. And sometimes it's just, wherever you are, you can make something. You can make your own thing, get creative. And I really encourage people to just be spontaneous and come up with their own swag, their own gear for it. So that's one way, is the QR element.
Which I love.
That's one way.
Yeah.
The other way is the hotspot element. And that is a lot of fun because it will show you on a map where your local hotspots are. They could be coffee shops, it could be grocery stores, they could be concerts happening, different kinds of things. We're rolling out nationwide right now. So Houston was our launch city. We've got about 20 other cities open right now. So just people like make your profiles now is kind of the point, and then keep watching the map and waiting for your city to open, because when it opens quick.
So the city, so when you say city, does that mean certain locations within the city, or is it the city as a whole, or is it restaurants and pubs and bookstores like within the city? Is that what that means? Like it's available for that city?
Yeah, available for that city.
Okay.
So like Houston has, I want to say 38 or 42 hotspots right now.
Wow.
So, yeah. And they're spread out all over the town to give you different areas, that you could be in.
Very cool.
Also too, so we use it, so anytime you share your profile, like your QR code, or you meet someone at a hotspot, you're meeting them in real life. So every like that you get in the app, it's not sorted like a normal app. It sorts who liked you in the real world versus who liked you online. So that's really different. And then in the connections, it sorts who likes you in the real world and who like everybody was, and you can favorite them as well. When you're at hotspots, you can upload photos and you can tag your friends. When you do that, you're leading more traffic to your profiles from this hotspot.
Right.
So we did that kind of to bring back that nostalgic misconnections feeling. Because remember back in the day, people would put little ads in newspapers, and they might even still do it. I'm not sure. Or
I don't know. Is there still newspapers?
I don't know. Actually, I get some papers like delivered, and I never read them. So
Yeah. That's funny. So if I go into a bar, just real quick, I go into a bar. Not that I've ever been in a bar before, but I go into a bar and I want to know if there's anybody in there. I'm in Texas. I'm in Houston. I want to know if there's anybody in there that's single or is into having a drink with me right then and there.
Yeah.
Is that possible?
Absolutely. So when you get to the hotspot, you get there, you just check in. And then you can see a list of everybody who's checked in right there.
It's so cool.
And you can view their profiles and you can start connecting that way. You're able to send one comment, one message without being matched. And it's a really great way to, especially in a crowded space, to be like, oh, I see them over there. Here's the profile. Amazing. I'm going to go say hi. I know they like dogs or whatever it is. Like being on the radar
so cool.
means you've marked yourself approachable for the real world. You're like, hey, I'm out and I want to meet people. And so
that's kind of, what I love about that is it allows people to know what the common bond could possibly be up front. Like I'm a dog person. If I was in the dating scene and it said on their thing that they are big into snakes, nah, I'm probably going to pass on that. But they say they're into Bernese mountain dogs, like what we had before. I'd be like, I'd have to go just have a conversation about the dog. It wouldn't even be about dating. I'd be like, hey, I want to hear about your dog. You know what I mean? Because that's the way I am.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's more than dating, right? It's to make friends.
Yeah.
And
Relationships.
network, which is really cool. Like we're building out the networking a lot more right now. So you could essentially go to a networking event and see who's an investor, who's looking for Series A, who's XYZ, because I spent so much time at networking events too. And I thought,
true.
Man, I don't want to spend 30 minutes talking to another founder. I want to meet founders, but I also need to talk to investors and get some nuggets of information of how to prepare myself. So
very good.
Reading the room smartly. And what this also does, Brad, is we're bringing business into safe walls. And that's kind of the point, another thing we're building out right now is that users they can choose to be notified when they're in the vicinity of a hotspot. And it'll say, hey, you are 100 feet from a hotspot. Do you want to go check in? And when you check in, you get to see what the specials are. You get to unlock different things. So the point is to bring business into all of these local places that we love, because there's such a big turnover in the restaurant and the bar industry too. And like even Starbucks right now, they're having a national problem getting people to come sit and stay. People, they want community, but it's not happening. So we're giving them.
Isn't that interesting? And it used to. I mean, Starbucks was known for that. I mean, you go in there and it was just people sitting around their laptop or whatever. But they used to. The thing about that though, the people that I see in Starbucks now are usually they're staying to themselves on a laptop. Whereas it used to be you go into a Starbucks and you'd see 4 friends here, 3 friends over there, and whatever. And as you're saying about this, it's something that I think would be really cool too. Is we travel a lot for real estate conventions because of being an owner of Keller Williams franchise, and it'd be nice if I'm not, if maybe I got there early or whatever, or I'm staying out later than everybody else, or I don't want to hang with the whole crew, to just put in there, hey, are there any realtors, in around this area? Or is there any realtors at the club I'm at, or at the bar I'm at, or at the, coffee shop? So that you can maybe strike up a conversation with people that are there for the same reason you're there for, which is the convention.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna bend and shape in a lot of really fun ways for the networking. So
it's awesome.
I'm really excited about that. And 2, it's about, there's another element of it too, like exclusivity / privacy in the real world, if that makes sense.
Yes.
And that means like people don't always want to be in a swiping stack. You know what I mean? Like you don't want just the whole world to know where you are and everything. So in order to even be seen on a radar, you have to choose to check in. You can make your profiles private. There are different things to protect, your personal information and stuff.
So so if I go in there, first time I go in, or somebody sees a profile, is the person's phone number there right away?
No. You'll never see that.
That's good.
Ever.
That's good.
Yeah. So that's kind of too, like when I was doing intelligence in the military, we had to learn a lot about cyber intel. I'm losing my mind right now. Cyber, but also counterintelligence. I'm trying to put the 2 things together.
Yeah.
So, cyber awareness, just protecting your personal information. You wouldn't give out your social security number.
Nope.
You don't give out your phone number. And a lot of people just aren't really smart. I will say smart. They're not educated on why you don't share your phone number.
Yeah,
it used to be a thing like you either share your phone number or you meet someone on a dating app. Like those are, or you share your social media QR codes, right? But when you're sharing your social accounts, you're letting people know where you work, where you live, where your kids go to school, all this private information. And when you share your phone number, people can Google it and get your address. Oh, yeah. So there's like so many reasons that we really have to lock things down and put it in a safe space. And like even your LinkedIn, it's like, it seems so professional to share, but also people know where you work.
Yeah.
So unless you work from home, it's very scary. So when you're thinking about intelligence, you have to think about counterintelligence. And when you're thinking about connections, you have to think about counter. You have to think, how would a harmful person act? How would they try to find information on me? So it just comes in different ways.
You have to go into the creep's mind and kind of figure out what would they want to get from this.
That's exactly what counter means.
Yeah. I always call it creep. The word creep is just a good word. I mean, I know you don't use it in the military much. I'm pretty sure they don't use the word creep.
We do.
Oh, you do? Okay, good. See, look, I'm right there with them. Look at that, son of a bitch. So no, let's go into a couple of things here, and then we're going to wrap it up. So the hotspots. How does somebody? So when you open up a city, how many cities did you say you're going to open up, and how fast is this going to go? Because I would think this needs to scale pretty quickly in order for somebody to download the app and go to, because we all travel a lot, especially people in business. We travel a lot. And I want to have the same experience here as I have in Texas or in Houston. So that has to scale quickly. That's probably going to be one of your pain points.
It's actually not, because
I'm wrong. It's not.
Hotspots. It's actually not.
She just told me I'm wrong. So that's fine. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
We open honoraries all the time to kickstart different areas. So
okay.
There are towns that some people have never heard of. So we'll do research and we will open an honorary and we let them know, like, hey, you guys are a hotspot, just so you know. And yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Our rollout, we have 25 major cities selected. And within those 25 cities, we'll do 10 to 15 honoraries.
Oh, cool. Okay. So that's how you roll it out. You go into the honoraries and then that kind of gets the word started and it goes from there. Very cool. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah. Is there anything else? I mean, one of the things you told me is that, it's not just dating, it's connecting. And I also, you had said about the industry of the dating app or the connecting app, and it's completely out of my realm. I think obviously, I don't know if Tinder's even around anymore, but knowing that friends of mine used to talk about it. And, that I think kind of put a little bit of a dent in the dating or relationship app, because it got to be more about the physical world. I think more so, if I'm right, more so than the actual, then more so than like meeting somebody and actually having a real relationship or really starting a friendship or whatever it is. It seemed like it was more of a physical thing. Is that, am I on with that or no? I don't know.
Well, you're on. I mean, right now, Match Group is under a major class action lawsuit just for their gamification process over profiles, and swiping and just kind of the addiction that plays into it and the monetization that preys on people, right? So we're really hoping to flip that entire script. And, you've seen lately too, we've got all of started with the websites, went to the apps, and I think it all started in like 94, 95. But lately, within the last 2 to 3 years, you've got more clubs opening up, more groups and clubs. And it'll be like, strangers meet for dinner, strangers meet for this, da, 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 da. But there hasn't been anything yet for the real world, everywhere you go, autonomous style connection outside of us. So that's what we're hoping to be, that niche space for
everyday people. Everyday
people everywhere.
Yeah, everyday people. You can
always say Wednesday at 8:00 is perfect for my schedule. That doesn't work for everyone, right?
Yeah, right.
So, and then too, I mean, we're meant to move around. We're meant to be all over the place. So you're going to meet people all over the place.
I love it. It's really cool. And then there was something else I was thinking of. Did you have a question, Hugo?
No. I just think it's a really cool.
It's
concept.
cool, right?
Yeah,
it's a great.
nice.
And why do you think when this came up? And I found it from our guys, the Bro Glow guys. That's how I found
really?
you. I'm looking at it because you can't see it, but their product is over here on the shelf. Someday when you come here, you'll have to bring something to put on the shelf when you're here in person. But so that's how I found her.
Yeah, nice.
I saw one of their things, or somehow I saw the connection because one of the guys was talking to you. You were interviewing him.
So we were just in Philadelphia doing.
Let's talk about that quick.
Audition.
How did it go?
We were auditioning for Shark Tank. We haven't heard back. So
Okay.
I think that's bad.
No, I don't think it's bad. I think it took them a long time.
Yeah.
And from what I remember, I mean, all three of them were in here in the studio, and I think it took them a while till they found out. Are you still in touch with them?
I am. They're all so nice too.
They're
when you meet
the
them.
nicest guys.
They're like, anything you guys need, if you have any questions at all, please.
Yes.
So
Agree.
it's just nice. And that's such a entrepreneurial spirit is pulling people up with you. And
Absolutely.
they have the right attitudes about it. So it's really nice.
Entrepreneurs have really changed. Thank God the mantra or the mindset, we'll go into mindset a little because we talk about it all the time on our show here. The mindset of an entrepreneur, a true entrepreneur, is about bringing other people up. It's not about jealousy or competitiveness or all that stuff. It's about how can I help that person that was in the same situation I was in last week not have to go through what we went through and get there faster, and I think it's a big part of what's cool about Shark Tank. They kind of bring those people together to help each other out. And I think it's just awesome. And I think what you're doing is awesome. I think it's a really, really good app. I think it's a great product if you want to look at it as a product. I think you're going to do very well with it. I do think that very much so. And you know what's cool too is that you have a cool attitude. You have a cool way of presence that you make people feel comfortable. I think if somebody that was doing this, that was a prima donna and that kind of person, that wouldn't go as well for something like this. You're very humble, very grounded, and I think it's awesome. So I think you're doing a good job. Is there anything else you want to share? Because we're going to wrap it up here, and I also want to send people to how do we get in touch with you? What's the best way to get in touch with you?
Sure. So RadarQR.com is our website. If you wanted to learn about us, we have a lot of different pages on there. You can see what we're about, even our how to join a hotspot network. If you owned a company and you wanted to be on the map, that has all of that information.
Cool.
And we're available in both app stores. We're worldwide right now. Well, take that back. We're nationwide.
Nationwide.
Yeah.
She's jumping ahead.
Which I am. I'm always thinking about the future. But no, our entire purpose is to make things real, fun, and safe again.
Awesome.
And we're here for
Awesome.
it. We post a lot of TikToks and Instagram stuff, and we're slowly building all of our momentum up, but we're excited about it.
And you can get it on Android and iPhone, right? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
excellent. Just
Yeah,
go to the
it's
Play Store or
free.
go to the App Store, and it's free. It's a free app. There you go.
It's free. It's 100% free. Like, and that's the thing too. Everyone's like, well, how are you going to monetize? In the future, we will be charging hotspots to come on board because we're sending traffic in and we're giving them the tools to, keep that business coming in. But it should be free to go and connect with people in the real world.
I think you'll figure out monetization. I know you'll figure that out because you know what? There'll be so many people using it. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine.
Yeah.
We're not preying on the people. And I
That's
just
good.
remember that being so important when I was single. I was like, why am I being charged for everything to see who likes me? That
Yeah.
shouldn't happen. So
Good for you.
we're going to fix that, guys.
Awesome. That is so cool. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. I really appreciate it. We wish you nothing but the best. And hopefully you'll come back. Maybe when you're in the Philadelphia, New York City area, you can come in the studio and we'll talk to you and see how things are going. Okay?
I would love to. Thank you so much, Brad. Thank you for
Awesome.
having me.
You're very welcome. All right. Oh my gosh, Hugo. I told you it was going to be hot.
No, that's pretty cool. I
It's
like
pretty
that
cool,
concept,
right?
yeah.
It's pretty awesome. So there you go. Amberlei Oates, it's founder and CEO of RadarQR. Just go to www.radarqr.com and you will find everything that you need to know about finding relationships and friends and dates and all that kind of
Connections.
stuff.
All sorts of connections.
All sorts of connections. All right. Thanks so much for coming here every Thursday at 7 p.m. to see a new episode. We do appreciate it. If you have any comments or you want to see something special in the show, just let us know. All right. That's about it. We'll see you soon. Hi, this is Brad Weisman. Come back here every Thursday at 7 p.m. to watch The Brad Weisman Show. We have new guests every single week, and we love having you as an audience. All right. We'll see you soon.